As of right now, you're on official maternity leave, and I don't want you coming back to work until you have your baby and you've had time to enjoy being a mother.
Very nice of you, Steve.
Well, I take a paternal interest in all of my doctors. You should know that by now. In return for which, I expect them to name their 5th child after me.
Well, that is a deal.
You know, it's going to be a wonderful experience for you, being a mother.
Yes, there was a time I thought it would get in the way of my career. But I know better now. I'm really looking forward to having you.
I'm sure he's going to be a great joy to all of you, Monica. I know how much Edward and Lila have been looking forward to a grandson. But you must be careful, all of you, not to spoil him.
You're a pretty nice guy. Do you know that?
Why? Because I want to make sure that you have a safe delivery?
Yeah. That and because you do very well at pretending that everything's going to be all right.
I think it is. I really do. Hey, you just hang on to that thought. I can't prove it, but I suspect that positive thinking has a lot to do with the outcome of things, usually.
Okay. Positive thinking it is. I'm awfully lucky to have friends like you and Audrey.
Same goes for us. You happy about going home today?
I am delighted. And I don't care whether it is on a stretcher or not. It's going to be a wonderful trip.
By golly, we must be doing something wrong around here in some way. All of our patients seem so anxious to leave. Can't figure that one out to save my life.
Monica, darling, how are you feeling?
A little like an Egyptian mummy, practically immobilized. Those are just beautiful.
Well, I hoped you'd like them. The baby's breath was a deliberate touch, but rather inspired, if I do say so myself.
They're lovely, thank you. Why don't you just put them there? A nurse can put them in water later.
Oh, Monica, I was frightened to death when I heard what had happened.
I'm sure you were, Edward, but I'm all right now.
You must promise me that you're going to take the best of care of yourself when you go home today.
Well, I have to. I mean, Alan's insisted, and Rick has forbidden me to even work until the baby's born.
Yeah, we can't afford to have you take any more chances. That baby is too important for all of us.
I know. I was a little frightened myself. For a minute there, I thought well, everything is fine now. And nothing to worry about.
Monica, there's something else I would like to say to you, to reassure you about, well, it has to do with Tracy. I'm going to make it my personal job to see to it that she doesn't cause you any more trouble. Now, I know that she has been difficult and quarrelsome, but I'm going to see to it that there is no repetition of it.
Edward, I really don't think you have to worry.
Well, I think I do. Now, I love Tracy dearly, but I love you and the baby that you're carrying almost as much, and I will not put up with any more of Tracy's bad behavior.
I think Rick was a little unjust in accusing Tracy of stealing that deposition. I didn't think she was guilty.
Yeah. I'd like to think that you're right, but somehow I'm not convinced.
Tracy's many things, but I really can't picture her as a common thief.
Well, no, nor can I, but...
A troublemaker, yes. Thief, no.
Monica, can I ask you something very directly?
Of course.
Is there anything in that deposition of yours that could hurt you in any way?
Yes, it would. If it falls into the wrong hands, it could be very damaging.
I see. Well, I want to thank you for being so honest with me. But I am going to make certain that doesn't happen. I promise you, Monica, nothing in this world is going to hurt you.
Will you promise me that you won't tell Alan? Is that what you are?
Well, I signed your release, so technically you're free to leave.
Well, thank you. Can I get dressed and get out of here now?
I'm afraid it's not that simple. Ellen's down arranging for an ambulance now. You'll be wheeled downstairs, then driven home, and then carried to your room. We're treating you with kid gloves from now on, Monica.
And I said I'd cooperate.
Mm-hmm.
Dana, I want to thank you so much for everything you've done for cutting your vacation short.
You're more than welcome. Just remember, from now on, you're restricted to your bed. No cheating.
Oh, I remember.
And I'll be coming to see you. If you have any problems in the meantime or questions, just pick up the phone.
Will do.
Good. Now take care of yourself. You're carrying precious cargo.
Thank you.
I think you've got the most famous pregnancy in all of General Hospital.
Maybe the world. It's a bit overwhelming.
Enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you for coming by and now before I left the hospital, I wanted to talk to you about Laura. I really think she's got to go into therapy. She needs it desperately, Leslie.
Oh, well, I do too. And I happen to be the world's greatest believer in the benefits of group sessions, but you can't instill that belief into somebody else. It's a little bit like trying to convince somebody else to stop smoking.
Well, keep trying. Maybe you'll be able to get through to her.
Oh, I'm going to, but I don't want you to worry about it.
I am. So please keep in touch and let me know what happens.
Okay, I will. But thank you for being concerned.
Hello, Leslie.
Hi, Allie.
Hello, my darling.
Hi.
Uh-huh. The things that a man has to put up with from a pregnant wife.
What did I do now?
I leave you alone for 5 minutes to try and get some ambulance service for you, and obviously you've got a man up here in the room bringing you flowers.
True. Secret admirer. Actually, he's my most favorite man next to you.
Rick.
Your father.
Oh, good. They're very pretty.
Yes, they are. They're beautiful.
Are you ready to get out of here? Dana just signed your release.
Well, yes, I am. And, not really looking forward to the melodrama of going home in an ambulance, but if I'm resigned to it, then I have to live with it.
Oh, it won't be so bad. Stella's been wonderful.
What's she done now?
She turned one of the rooms downstairs into a bedroom, so you won't have to negotiate the stairs for a few days.
That's good. Really don't feel like facing the stairs for a while.
Ah, here's your own private pickup and delivery service.
I feel like a pizza.
Well, you rest well.
Thank you, Leslie.
I'm going to come and see you as soon as you feel up to having visitors.
Great. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, gentlemen, let's do it. Will you excuse us?
Oh, Mrs. Quartermain. Hello, Stella.
Look so rested.
Oh, well, thank you.
Hello. Well, here we are, home at last. How do you feel?
Would you believe this? I'm exhausted.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, I'm so glad you're home, Mrs. Quartermain.
Well, thank you, Stella. I'm just sorry it has to be like this.
Now, don't worry. We'll take real good care of you. I made up the downstairs bedroom so you don't have to worry about the stairs anymore.
Stella, would you show these gentlemen the room that Monica's going to be staying in?
Certainly. Gentlemen?
Thank you.
So good to have you back home.
It's good to be home.
I know it's going to be difficult for you, but we'll make it as pleasant as we possibly can.
It's all right. I know the job I have to do. And that's to have a healthy baby. And I'm going to concentrate on doing it just right.
Man, I have been waiting for...
Piano has just been moved.
Would have been easier to move a piano. At least you have special equipment. Welcome back. I missed you these last 2 days and nights.
I know. Missed you too.
It's a good sign that Dana thought you were well enough to come back up to the bedroom. I'm very happy about it.
So am I.
And you have been marvelous about this bed rest you're supposed to have. I hope you're not getting too terribly bored.
No, I've lots of time to think about the baby. I know every day that I don't go into labor, one more day that he can get a little stronger, a little bigger. So if he does come early, he's got a fighting chance at least.
Every single hour is important to him now.
Just keep my fingers crossed.
Your first phone call since you're back.
I'll let you.
Okay. Hello?
Morning, Alan. I hope I'm not calling too early.
Oh, not at all. We just finished moving Monica back up into the bedroom.
Haha, that's good. How's she feeling?
She feels fine and she looks lovely. Say, when are you coming back home to us?
Now, you give her my love. Tell her I'm only staying away for a few days until she feels up to having a house guest.
Listen, you can tell her yourself. She's sitting right here.
All right, but first, I wonder if you could drop by the penthouse on your way to work. I have something I'd like to talk to you about, and I think it's important that we have some privacy.
What about Tracy?
Well, she's at the exercise class at the disco, so we won't be disturbed.
Bye. Miss Quartermain,
Yes, sir.
you're about to receive your first visitor,
Oh,
Mrs. Williams.
isn't that charming? I just love being called Mrs. Williams. It's so far. And Stella, thank you very much. We don't need anything else. You can go. Well, there you are, all curled up like a caterpillar in your own little nest. How do you feel? Fine. What do you want, Tracy? Trouble with you is you know me too well. Tell me, Monica, how do you really feel? Fine. A little tired, but I'm fine. Well, you're holding on to that baby of yours. That's what's important. I had no idea you were going to pay a visit today. I thought really you'd be swept up with the business of being a newlywed. I suppose after being married 5 times, people tend to think it's business. Well, I'm not being a very good hostess. If you'd like anything, I'll ring for Stella. Oh, no, nothing at all. I really just came here to have a nice, long chat with you. You don't have to worry about entertaining me. Right? Is it chatting, though, or do you have something special on your mind? I can't fool you, can I? Well, I'm a captive audience, so you can say whatever you want to say. Good. Cards on the table, I like that better. I am very happy the way we've all been getting along since Mitch and I got married. And I appreciate how you've accepted Mitch. There is one tiny little fly in the ointment, however. What? Alan's obsession with checking into Mitch's past. Mitch doesn't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it. I'm sure you wouldn't like being checked up on all the time, would you? No, I don't suppose I would. There, you see? That's why I've come to you for help. What exactly do you want, Tracy? I want you to work miracles. I want you to use the power you have over Alan. Oh, well, I wasn't aware that I had power over Alan. You're being too honest, Monica. The man is putty in your hands. Turn that dazzling smile of yours on full blast and you melt his heart. And I suggest that you do it not only for my sake, but for your own. For my sake? Well, yes, Monica, of course. In this critical period of your pregnancy, it's imperative that you remain calm, am I right? How can you do that when there's dissension all around you? And that will persist if Alan continues. Does Mitch have something to hide? Everybody has something to hide, Monica. You should know that more than anybody else. But I'm not interested in your past. I don't understand why Alan is so interested in Mitch's. Well, I don't know either, Tracy. Alan and I haven't discussed it. Good. You can come to it with a fresh approach. You are going to try to talk some sense into him, please? Oh, I can try, I suppose. What if I try and fail? I can't be responsible for what happens if you fail. That sounds a little ominous. Well, it's nothing I have any control over. It's Mitch I'm worried about. Why? Monica, what if he decides to launch a counterattack using any ammunition he can come up with? Such as what? Monica, I don't know. The man was a DA. He is now a state senator. He is privy to any and all information and informants. I don't know what he's going to come up with. But I can assure you, I don't want to see anybody hurt. Oh, I know that, Tracy. I have seen the wounded been carried away at sunset, from all you're concerned. You really can be charming with a child. But truthfully, Monica, Mitch can be very seriously hurt if this goes on. And for that matter, so can you. Me? If the wrong person found out the wrong things, I'm sure you know what I mean. And I'm sure you know that I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You and your son stand to lose the most. Overstayed my visit. But I trust I've made my point, Monica.
You made more than a point, Tracy. You've made a threat.
Don't you think for a minute that it's idle?
Oh, I'm sure it isn't.
You have your choice. Either you get Alan to call the dogs off on Mitch, or I see to it that this little, heaven on earth of yours explodes in your face.
What makes you think that you can carry through with your threat?
The deposition you gave on the Kokorian malpractice suit.
Are you saying that you haven't?
No, I don't lie, Monica. I told Rick Weber the truth when I told him I didn't have it. But somebody did steal it. And I wouldn't be surprised if that person wouldn't love to sell it to me for a price.
In that case, why haven't you bought it?
I thought I'd give you time to convince Alan to stop digging into Mitch's affairs. Aren't I generous?
I'm touched, Tracy. Don't expect a reward.
You're a really good adversary, Monica. I like that. But you do as I say, or I will make my move the moment that baby is born. And you better hope you can prove it's Alan's and not somebody else's. Oh, well, speak of the devil. I was wondering how long it was going to take you to visit Monica. I find your concern for my brother's unborn son very touching. Don't you think it's in bad taste to visit Monica in her husband's bedroom?
Sorry about that.
That wouldn't have happened, Monica, if I hadn't accused her of trying to steal your deposition.
Oh, yes, it would.
What did she say?
Nothing I didn't expect to hear.
Are you going to tell me?
Well, are you going to give me a chance to say hello? And I'm glad you're here.
Alan has asked me to stop by every so often and make sure you're okay. Monica, don't give me the big, brave front. I'll take it inside. Now, what did Tracy say to you?
Just what I have been saying to everybody all these weeks. She's not going to make her move until the baby is born.
How's she going to do that without the deposition?
Well, she says she knows, or she thinks she knows who has it. It's to be bought at a price.
Obviously, she didn't want to tell you who it is.
Obviously. And I wasn't going to give her the satisfaction of asking. You see, part of Tracy's enjoyment in this whole thing with me is to see me in suspense. And to see me miserable.
I knew something like this would happen.
Yeah, I know. So did I, Rick.
Monica, this is a time for truth.
Thought we've always had that between us.
Yes, we have, but you also have a way of being able to hide the truth when you think it might hurt someone.
Come on,
But
Rick,
don't
please.
look away from me. I have to have the answer to a question.
Well, I know what you're going to ask, Rick.
Fine, and is there a possibility that the child is mine?
I have answered that question.
But maybe I've interpreted everything you said in a very crazy way, but it seems to me that what you have said and what you think inside are two different things.
Please, Rick, come on.
Give me the truth.
What if I said it was the truth? I mean, what would you do, Rick? Nothing.
At least I would get you out of this house before the baby's born. You're the one who's warned me about Alan's temper. Monica, come on. If Tracy gets that deposition, if she shows it to Alan, if he sees the truth, and if there is some possibility that the child is mine, do you have any idea to what ends he would go to get revenge against you?
Rick?
No, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. But I guess we're fine, Stella.
Monica.
I really love to watch the snow. What I really like are the big, fat flakes that fall. Just wish I could go out and play in it.
You did not answer my question.
Yes, I did. Come on, drink your coffee. Don't let it get cold.
Look, I don't want to upset you. Tracy's upset you enough already, but you're going to have your baby pretty soon, and I'm going to be worried sick if I think there's a possibility that it's mine.
Look, would you put this back? Rick, I don't know how many times I can tell you. I was on the pill the night we were together.
That answer has always bothered me.
What, that I was on the pill?
Yes.
Well, I was. Rick, I know exactly what I was doing when I came to your hotel room that night. Believe me. Now, I really don't want to discuss it because it upsets me, and I don't want to do anything that's going to disturb the baby.
Do you think I'd want to do that?
The child that I'm carrying, Rick, is the most important thing in my life. And the child belongs to Alan. What you and I had, that's over. And the only reason that it's alive right now is because of my damn deposition.
I'm Tracy Quarterman.
But you were right about one thing. I am afraid of Alan. I am terrified of what he can do, what he might do if he ever found out about that night. So that's why I can't let you tell Leslie. And I know how much that bothers you. But I'm really sorry you feel the need to tell her, Rick. For my sake.
I can't see Leslie ever having to tell Alan.
Oh. How can you tell what anyone would do with information like that, even Leslie? I mean, really, she and Alan are together in many ways with this. They're both suffering guilt feelings for the suspicions they once had. And Rick, only God knows what someone would do if they found out they were right. Now, look, I'm really sorry, but I don't really even want to talk about it anymore. What's on my mind most is how I'm going to handle Tracy and the demands she's made.
Monica, what did she say to you?
She told me unless Alan stopped checking up on Mitch and his political and his business contacts, she would do everything she could to stop him. So it's up to me to stop Alan from his investigation of Mitch. You see why I'm worried, Rick? I mean, how am I going to do that? How am I going to do that without causing suspicion in Alan?
Good morning, brother dear. I just came from visiting the mother-to-be. She seemed in fine health. How's your health?
How's my health?
Yes, I was wondering if you got any new and interesting tidbits from super sleuth Joe Kelly.
I gather you ran into him.
I certainly did downstairs. I figured he was coming from this office.
Yes, he was.
Well, did he give you, say, any interesting new dirt he dug up on Mitch?
But it will give you great pleasure to know that Mitch is now associating with the cream of Port Charles society.
Meaning what?
Well, it seems that your husband, the senator-elect, is really moving up in the world.
What in particular did Joe say?
Why don't you ask your husband? I'm sure he's much better qualified to tell you about his activities than I am.
Alan.
That's all I intend to say on the subject right now, Tracy. Oh, incidentally, listen, you know that Monica was giving orders of complete bed rest. I appreciate your concern about her, but please, no more visits.
Why not? Rick Weber seemed to be a very prominent visitor this afternoon. Maybe you didn't know that.
I know. I asked him.
How cozy.
Yes, you see, it's very important for Monica to keep in touch with what's going on at the hospital without actually being there. She's got to stay off her feet. So I thought it would be a nice idea for Rick to come by, keep her up to date on everything, and tell her that everything is going along just beautifully and that she wasn't needed. It would give her mind a rest from everything. Oh, Tracy, no more visits.